In this video, we're going to talk about something that surprises many older adults in the United States, the hidden dangers in the shoes you wear every day. Every year, more than 300,000 seniors are hospitalized after a fall, and nearly half of those accidents are linked to unsafe or inappropriate footwear. That means the shoes on your feet may be quietly putting your independence and safety at risk without you even realizing it. As we get older, our feet change. They may become wider, the padding that once protected them becomes thinner, and our balance isn't quite the same. But most people continue wearing the same types of shoes they used years ago, not knowing that those comfortable favorites may now increase the chance of pain, joint problems, or even a dangerous fall. In this video, we'll cover the 8 most common footwear mistakes seniors make, mistakes that can quietly harm balance, increase joint strain, and reduce mobility. But don't worry, we'll also share 3 practical and powerful solutions that can keep you steady, confident, and comfortable as you move through daily life. Before we begin, I'd love to know, where are you watching from today? Just drop your state or city in the comments. And while you're there, share if you've ever worn a pair of shoes that later caused you pain or made you feel unsteady. Your story might help another senior avoid the same mistake. Point 1. The hidden risk of heels. Many older adults believe they've left dangerous footwear behind once they stop wearing high heels. Stilettos may be long gone, but even low heels, the kind that seem sensible at 1 or 2 inches high, can quietly put your health at risk. The reason is simple. Any heel, no matter the height, shifts your body weight forward. That extra pressure lands on the ball of your foot and can be as much as 75% higher than normal. Over time, this forward tilt doesn't just bother your toes. It changes posture, strains your knees and hips, and can even pull your spine out of its natural alignment. What may start as mild discomfort can quietly turn into long-term joint problems. Eleanor, a retired school principal in her 70s, thought her small block heels were a safe compromise. They weren't tall, and they looked professional. But years later, she could barely walk to her mailbox without pain. Doctors explained she had bunions and joint inflammation from decades of pressure in those sensible shoes. Surgery and months of recovery followed, something she never imagined would come from shoes that had once felt fine. As we age, feet naturally change. The protective padding thins, old injuries resurface, and flexibility declines. Even if you no longer wear heels daily, the damage from past years can linger. Holding on to them for special occasions may feel harmless, but they can quietly set you up for pain or imbalance. Your balance, comfort, and freedom to move are worth more than any stylish pair of heels. Point 2. Flip-flops and flat sandals. Flip-flops may seem like the easiest choice, especially in warm weather. They're light, quick to slip on, and for many, they bring back memories of summer walks or trips to the beach. But as we age, flip-flops and flat sandals can quietly become some of the most harmful shoes we can wear. The problem is that flip-flops don't stay on your feet by themselves. Every step forces your toes to grip tightly to keep the shoe in place. That small action changes the way you walk. It strains the muscles in your feet, shortens your stride, and sends tension up through your ankles, knees, hips, and even into your lower back. What feels like a lightweight shoe can leave your whole body sore. Marianne, a grandmother in her 70s, discovered this during a beach vacation. She wore flip-flops every day because they were convenient. By the 3rd day, she was in severe heel pain. A doctor later diagnosed her with plantar fasciitis, inflammation of the tissue that connects the heel to the toes. It took months of therapy before she could walk comfortably again, and it all started with those easy sandals. Another hidden issue is the lack of support. Flip-flops have no arch structure and no shock absorption. When you're younger, your body can handle more impact. But after 60, when the natural padding in the feet thins, that lack of support can quickly turn into lasting pain and imbalance. So while flip-flops may feel light and familiar, they can quietly steal your strength and stability. Your feet deserve better support with every step. Point 3. Worn-out sneakers. Most of us were taught to be practical and not wasteful. If something still looks good on the outside, we keep using it. That habit makes sense for many things, but with sneakers and walking shoes, it can quietly cost you your comfort and even your independence. Here's the hidden truth: athletic shoes lose almost 40% of their shock absorption and support within just 6 months of daily wear. The breakdown starts inside, where you can't see it. The midsole foam, which cushions every step, gradually flattens. The tread may still look fine and the laces may be intact, but the real support has already disappeared. Without that protection, every step sends extra force into your knees, hips, and back. Over time, this added stress can cause soreness, imbalance, and even increase your risk of falling. George, a retired mechanic in his 70s, learned this the hard way. He wore the same sneakers for nearly 2 years. They looked fine, no holes, no tears, so why replace them, he explained. But behind their clean appearance, the shoes had lost all structure. The result was months of constant knee pain. It wasn't until he bought a new pair that his discomfort eased. A $70 replacement saved him from far more costly medical treatment. Here's a quick test: hold your shoes and twist them from heel to toe. If they twist easily, like wringing a towel, their support is gone. Good shoes should only bend at the ball of the foot. Sneakers aren't built to last forever. Replacing them on time isn't wasteful, it's an investment in your balance, comfort, and mobility. Point 4. Backless slippers. For many older adults, slippers feel like a small comfort in daily life. They're soft, familiar, and so easy to slip on in the morning. But there's a hidden problem: backless slippers, the kind that don't hold onto your heel, can quietly make walking more dangerous than you might expect. Here's why. Each time you take a step in backless slippers, your toes automatically grip the sole to keep the shoe from sliding off. You probably don't even notice it happening. But this constant gripping shortens your stride, tightens the muscles in your legs, and reduces ankle stability. Over time, these small changes make it easier to trip or lose your balance. Martha, a retired librarian in her late 70s, wore her favorite slippers every morning. They were cozy and convenient. But one day, as she rushed to answer the phone, her slipper slipped too. She stumbled on the stairs and fractured her wrist. Later, her doctor explained that this was a very common accident among older adults. Studies back this up: nearly 38% of falls inside the home involve unsafe house shoes, and backless slippers are often to blame. Think about it: your footwear should keep you steady, not force you to work harder just to stay upright. The good news is that better options exist. Supportive indoor shoes now come with closed heels, slip-resistant soles, and the same cozy feel. Some are even designed for fall prevention and can cut risk by more than half. Your home should always be your safest place. Choosing supportive house shoes instead of backless slippers ensures every step gives you confidence, not worry. Point 5. Smooth-soled shoes. Some shoes look polished and elegant, especially dress shoes, loafers, or even older pairs that still appear like new. But if the soles are smooth or worn down, they can quietly turn your home or a public place into a danger zone. Shoes without grip don't give you the traction you need, and that means even a tiny bit of water or a slick floor can lead to a sudden slip. Edward, a retired engineer in his mid-70s, experienced this firsthand. He had just polished his leather shoes, proud that they looked as sharp as ever. When he stepped into the bathroom after his wife's shower, the floor wasn't soaked, just a little damp. His foot slid out from under him so quickly that he didn't even have time to catch himself. The result was a strained lower back that kept him uncomfortable for weeks. He later realized that the shoes he trusted were actually part of the problem. This happens more often than many people admit. Seniors sometimes brush it off by saying, "I'm just clumsy," when in reality, the shoes under their feet are to blame. The truth is, smooth soles don't give your body the friction it needs to stay balanced. And when you add in naturally slower reflexes or weaker joints that come with age, the risk only grows. There's a simple way to test this at home. Put on your indoor shoes and try sliding your foot forward on a tile or hardwood surface. If it glides too easily, the shoes aren't giving you the grip you need. Replacing them with non-slip, rubber-soled footwear can make an immediate difference. Remember, you wouldn't walk on ice without caution. Smooth soles are no different, they make every surface more slippery than it should be. Choosing shoes with traction is one of the easiest ways to protect yourself from sudden, painful falls. Point 6. Tight-fitting dress shoes. Most people assume their shoe size never changes. If you wore a size 8 in your 40s, it feels natural to keep buying the same size in your 70s. But the truth is, feet continue to change with age. Years of walking, standing, and the natural loosening of ligaments cause the bones in your feet to spread. By the time you reach your 70s, your feet may be nearly half a size wider than before, even if the length is still the same. Wearing shoes that are too narrow might not seem like a big deal at first. But over time, tight shoes do more than cause simple discomfort. They can squeeze nerves, reduce circulation, and create numbness or tingling in your feet. That loss of feeling makes it harder to stay balanced and easier to stumble. For people with diabetes or neuropathy, the danger is even higher. A small blister or sore caused by tight shoes can quickly turn into a slow-healing wound. Raymond, a retired music teacher, experienced this firsthand. At his niece's wedding, he decided to wear his old dress shoes. They still looked brand new, he thought. But within hours, his feet were burning, and the numbness lingered even after he took them off. Over the next few days, he found himself stumbling more often. A doctor explained that his shoes were now too narrow, which had affected his balance and irritated his nerves. The lesson is simple: shoe fit is about width as much as length. Your shoes should adapt to your changing feet, not force your feet to adapt to them. Comfort and circulation aren't luxuries in older age, they're essential for staying steady and safe. Point 7. Going barefoot indoors. Many older adults enjoy walking barefoot at home. It feels natural, freeing, and may even bring back memories of younger days. But after 60, walking barefoot on hard indoor surfaces like tile, laminate, or hardwood can quietly raise the risk of pain and falls. The reason is simple: shoes act like shock absorbers. Without them, every step you take on a hard floor sends extra impact into your feet, knees, and hips. When you were younger, your body could handle that stress. But as we age, the natural padding in our feet thins, and the joints lose flexibility. Walking barefoot on tile can send up to 7 times more shock into your joints compared to walking on grass or carpet. Over time, that added stress can worsen arthritis, back pain, or everyday soreness. Balance is another concern. Studies show that seniors who go barefoot indoors are more likely to fall than those who wear supportive house shoes. Without traction, slips are easier. And if you live with diabetes, neuropathy, or reduced foot sensation, you might not even feel small hazards, like crumbs, spills, or uneven spots, until it's too late. Walter, a 76-year-old with mild neuropathy, stepped on a tiny cereal flake in his kitchen. He didn't notice the small cut it caused, and it later turned into a slow-healing wound that required months of care. For him, going barefoot wasn't just uncomfortable, it became a medical issue. The solution is simple. Supportive house shoes with cushioning, non-slip soles, and closed heels can protect your joints and help you walk safely without giving up comfort. Point 8. Relying on just one pair of shoes. Many older adults believe that keeping one sturdy pair of shoes for every occasion is the smartest and most practical choice. It saves money, reduces clutter, and feels simple. But the truth is, no single pair of shoes can meet all of your body's needs. Over time, relying on just one pair can quietly put extra stress on your feet, joints, and balance. Think about it this way: gardening requires different support than walking through a park. Shopping on smooth floors needs different traction than walking on gravel. Even indoors, your feet benefit from shoes designed for comfort and stability on hard surfaces. When you wear the same pair everywhere, that shoe wears out faster, loses support where you need it most, and leaves you vulnerable in situations where specialized grip or cushioning would have helped. Harold, a retired gentleman in his 70s, thought he had solved the problem with one good pair of walking boots. He wore them for gardening, errands, and even church. But the boots lacked side support for kneeling, and dirt trapped in the treads made them slippery on smooth sidewalks. Within a year, they were so worn down that they no longer protected him properly. What started as a practical habit had quietly become a safety risk. Experts recommend a simple system: one pair for inside the home, slip-resistant and supportive, one for daily outings, with cushioning and arch support, and one for activities like gardening or exercise. It's not about owning dozens of shoes, it's about using the right tool for the right job. A little variety now can prevent bigger problems later. Solution 1: Getting your feet professionally measured. One of the most important, yet often overlooked, steps for better mobility is getting your feet professionally measured. Many people assume their shoe size never changes. If you wore a size 8 or 9 in your 40s, it feels natural to buy the same size decades later. But feet change with age. Arches flatten, tendons loosen, and the width of your foot can increase by half a size or more. Studies show that over 80% of older adults wear shoes that don't fit properly. The wrong size isn't just uncomfortable, it can affect balance, circulation, and stability. Shoes that are too tight press on nerves, causing numbness and stumbling. Shoes that are too loose make you shuffle and increase the risk of tripping. Eleanor, a retired teacher, finally visited a specialty shoe store after years of foot pain. Instead of just checking length, the staff measured width, looked at her arches, and even watched her walk. She was shocked to learn she had been wearing the wrong size for decades. After switching to properly fitted shoes, her pain eased and her balance improved almost immediately. A proper fitting considers length, width, arch support, and walking style. If you haven't had your feet measured in years, your next pair of shoes could dramatically improve both comfort and safety. Solution 2: The 3-zone footwear system. One of the biggest mistakes older adults make is expecting one pair of shoes to do everything. The truth is, your feet face different demands at home, outside, and during specific activities. That's why specialists recommend something called the 3-zone footwear system. It's a simple way to make sure your feet are always supported, no matter where you are. Zone 1 is for the home. These are shoes you wear indoors. They should have a closed heel so they stay secure, non-slip soles for safe walking on tile or hardwood, and enough cushioning to protect your joints. Many people think going barefoot or wearing slippers is fine, but supportive indoor shoes can lower fall risk and help with morning stiffness. Zone 2 is for daily outings. These are the shoes you use for errands, doctor visits, or casual walks. They should provide good arch support, firm cushioning that matches your body weight, and a stable fit. The right daily pair can ease knee or hip pain and make walking outside less tiring. Zone 3 is for specific activities. This could be gardening, exercise, or attending special events. Each of these tasks puts different demands on your feet. Having one pair designed for the activity, whether it's shoes with tread for the yard or a supportive pair for walking trails, can prevent injury and wear. Think of it like using the right tool for the right job. You wouldn't use a hammer to fix every problem in the house. In the same way, dividing your footwear into 3 simple categories protects your feet, helps shoes last longer, and keeps you steady. The 3-zone system isn't about owning dozens of shoes, it's about making sure the ones you do wear are doing their job. Solution 3: Orthotics and smart adjustments. Sometimes, the answer to foot pain or poor balance isn't a brand new pair of shoes, it's what you place inside them. That's where orthotics and small adjustments make a big difference. These additions can turn ordinary footwear into real support systems for your feet. Many people assume cushioned insoles from the store are enough. But those only add softness. True orthotics go further. They support the natural shape of your foot, realign your steps, and spread pressure evenly. It's like the difference between using generic reading glasses and prescription lenses. Both help, but one is tailored just for you. The good news is you don't always need expensive custom orthotics. Today, affordable semi-custom inserts are available. Helen, a retired librarian in her 70s, tried a pair she molded at home. She warmed the inserts, stepped into them, and created a fit that matched her arches. Almost immediately, she felt steadier and her foot pain eased. For those with conditions like diabetes or arthritis, doctors may prescribe medical-grade orthotics, sometimes even covered by Medicare. But even simple fixes help, adding gel padding, stretching tight spots, or replacing flat insoles. You don't always need new shoes. Sometimes, you just need smarter shoes. Orthotics and adjustments can protect joints, improve balance, and make every step more secure. We've covered a lot together: the 8 footwear mistakes that quietly put older adults at risk, and the 3 powerful solutions that can change the way you move. The message is simple: small choices make a big difference. Replacing one unsafe pair of shoes, getting a proper fit, or using inserts can protect you from pain, reduce your risk of falls, and give you the confidence to keep doing the things you love. Your shoes carry your entire body. They shape the way you stand, walk, and even how you feel about moving through the world. Don't let worn-out or unsafe footwear quietly steal your independence. Choose shoes that support you, steady you, and help you stay active. So tell me, which footwear mistake surprised you the most today? Share your answer in the comments, because your story could help someone else stay safe and confident too.